looking at global real estate markets, I would say that there are certain topics such as the elevated interest rates, geopolitical tension, climate change, which create a challenging landscape that can actually at times be dismaying. Looking at interest rates specifically, we believe, of course, that they've peaked, that they're reducing, but at the same time, you should not expect them to go down to the levels we saw after the great financial crisis, but rather to stay elevated, and the same applies to cap rates. So in this environment, we think there's a broad opportunity on the financing side, ranging from core to transitional to mezz to pref equity. And on the equity side, opportunistic and value-add opportunities are already there, but we think that will also extend more and more to core plus and core, where it will be an opportunity to enter at a reprice basis. So in terms of opportunities we see in the debt and the equity space, starting with debt, we see a large opportunity arising because of the higher or elevated interest rate environment, which will only reduce slowly, because of the refinancings coming up, 1.5 trillion over the next 24 months, as well as more constraints on traditional lenders, which is an opportunity for non-traditional lenders to be active. Now, it is a market environment where whenever borrowers need to refinance, it is still a step up for them in the cost. So having someone alongside them who understands market fundamentals, but it can also be broad across the spectrum in terms of solutions they offer, like we do, is an advantage. On the equity side, we continue to believe in locations with strong macroeconomic fundamentals, such as key gateway cities and infrastructure nodes. There, the opportunity is there on the value-added opportunistic side, but equally on the core plus side, we think, additionally, we will be able to move into a space that has repriced and therefore becomes more and more attractive. So in terms of sectors, our high conviction areas are very much driven by the long-term macro trends we see in the market, and this is decarbonization, digitalization, and demographics. So any sector that particularly benefits from that are the ones we like. This includes logistics. Logistics definitely has normalized as a sector, but it still has deglobalization and digitalization as trends that drive it. And if you understand the sector very well, you can find very good opportunities in that space. It includes data centers, which benefit very much from move to the cloud, content creation, generative AI, and therefore has strong demand drivers, which will continue to cause growth. And then it also includes the living sector, where we are still quite positive. You have supply drivers, structural supply drivers, but then also, especially in Europe, supply-demand imbalances in the large cities. Now, equally, I would not exclude office. Definitely where it meets the right profile, and decarbonization is a big piece of that. And you can offer sustainable office, high quality, central and tenant-centric. There continues to be a market because you do have undersupply in that space. So looking into 2025, I do look forward to a more liquid market again. I would say, especially over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've really seen sentiment change with following the interest rate cut by the Fed, people being more optimistic again and thinking about maybe missing an opportunity if they don't start to move into real estate. Now, honestly, we haven't seen this in investment or capital raising numbers yet, but I think it's a first step to get to a more active market environment again, and I hope that for next year there will be more opportunities to pursue it.